Do you remember how offline shopping for items such as shoes, apparel, etc. used to happen before companies like Flipkart, Amazon, and Meesho were founded? Well, it went something like this. Wait for the weekend or a holiday. Go to the local bazaar where thousands of shoppers like you have come. Hustle and bargain your brains out with tons of shopkeepers. Come out victorious on some of the items on your shopping list, while for others, hope you have better luck next time. Now, compare that with your today's experience. Get a sudden urge at 5 p.m. on a Wednesday evening that you require a new shirt to go to your office picnic this weekend. At 5:01, log on to your favorite website. Apply a few filters, a few credit card details, a few more clicks, and there your order is placed. To move from this to that, there would be no fewer than thousands of small innovations in cataloging, website development, payments, etc., which would have taken place. But in the field of supply chain, the biggest disruption happened in the field of last mile delivery, handled by the city logistics teams of these e-commerce companies. According to a 2022 report by the Niti Aayog, the gig economy of India is expected to grow by 200% by 2030 and employ 25 million workers, which is 3 times the present 8 million employed. A significant chunk of the current gig economy comprises last-mile delivery partners, fueling the enormous growth rate the e-commerce industry is experiencing. It's no wonder that, according to this report in the Economic Time, the e-commerce industry combined employed close to 7 lakh delivery workers in the second half of 2023. So what is it that these city logistics teams have solved which has completely transformed the way supply chains of today operate? Well, to understand this in one simple line, in the previous model, you were doing the last mile delivery yourself, and now someone else is doing it for you. But to teach this someone else to do that delivery, that too at a scale of crores of orders per day, is no small achievement. We'll understand the challenges in 3 parts, namely people, process, and product. First, people. For e-commerce companies, the delivery associate, or commonly known as DA, is the face of the company since he is the one interacting directly with the consumer. A significant chunk of customer experience hinges on how smoothly the product is handed over to him by the DA. Any mistake from the agent's side, and the customer is guaranteed to get impacted and think thrice before using the platform again. So no wonder e-commerce companies lay down tens and hundreds of standard operating processes or SOPs for these agents to follow. Some of the common SOPs are: be polite to the customer. Ensure the shipment is carried in the safest manner to the consumer to minimize damaged shipments. Follow the design delivery route to minimize delivery delays. On paper, all these sound fine, but to implement these on the ground is a big challenge. The DA is normally a person who is mostly uneducated or a school dropout, is just looking to make minimum wages and not interested in any long-term promotions or incentives from the company for improving his service, has very basic communication skills, switches jobs on a monthly basis, if not weekly, since there are hundreds of gig opportunities available today. Because of these challenges, the city logistics ground leaders have to constantly and relentlessly work on hiring, training, motivating, as well as reviewing their agents on a daily basis to minimize manpower-related disruptions. Second, process. As mentioned earlier, it's easy to put SOPs in place, but what's the point if nobody follows them? Let's take an example. One key problem which companies face while dealing with blue-collared agents is fake delivery updates. So the company might lay down a new process saying that the DA has to call a minimum of 6 times and only then conclude that the customer is unavailable. Now, to ensure that the agent actually follows that on the ground is an altogether different ballgame. Some might be honest and diligent and follow it, but most will not. Thus, defining the correct process and its correct implementation is the second key challenge which city logistics team leaders deal with day in and day out. Another challenge is figuring out the delivery route which these agents are to follow on a day-to-day basis. This is a challenge because there isn't always a perfect match between the number of shipments and number of agents available on any given day. Thus, the city logistics team leaders have to constantly reroute agents to ensure that the maximum number of perfect deliveries happen with the available resources. Third, product. While the above two were the problems, this third pillar is actually a solution to the above two, which generally the supply chain analysts of these teams work upon. In the previous example, building a product which tracks all phone calls made to the customer and is able to figure out if the delivery agent even made the call or cut the call himself, or whether in fact it was auto-cut, is a product solution which a supply chain analyst will come up with. This way, one can easily track whether the agent has given a true or a fake update. Similarly, tracking the geolocation of the executive when he makes updates can give you a conclusion whether he actually went to the customer for the delivery or has given a fake update without even going to the customer location. Working with such class of people at such a scale was something which traditional supply chains never encountered. There, the movement of goods usually happened in bulk, from the factory to warehouse to retailer. Hence, the demand for a large army of blue-collared people was never there. But with e-commerce requiring lakhs of delivery agents on a daily basis, this is the biggest strength which is being built by these companies. In conclusion, these are the key challenges which the city logistics team of these e-commerce companies are battling with day in and day out. The great job which these companies are doing is resulting in the perfect order delivery metrics for some companies to be as high as 90%, but to take this number to 100% will require a great amount of solutioning in all the three areas mentioned. If you aspire to join these teams, you need to be good at understanding the way these blue-collared people think. What are their aspirations, and then accordingly build systems, processes, incentives, and product interventions for the entire system to run smoothly and efficiently.